Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? Something that's been on my mind for quite a while is the law of detachment. Now, what does that mean? I say that a lot, huh? What does that mean? Whether you're a Star Trek enthusiast or not, everybody knows who Spock is. Spock is someone from the planet Vulcan, I guess. I don't know. I don't even watch Star Trek. But anyway, he is someone who has no emotion, who can view things from a logical and non-emotional state. And the law of attachment is similar to that, in which we can separate ourselves from being too emotionally attached to places, people, or things, or anything, actually, that will keep us attached to an expected outcome. And that can be in relationships, it can be with work, it can be with children, and that's where a lot of parents fail, is that they place too much expectations and attachment to the children. A lot of people don't understand the way I parent, because I don't get too involved in my kids' life. Most of them, except for one, is an adult, and I allow them to live their life, because words do not teach, but life experience does. So the law of attachment is the ability to not become too attached to any one person, place, or thing, or situation. And I'll give you a little bit of background on myself. Something that I did not understand until just recently, over the last couple of years. When I was 8 years old, my grandmother, great-grandmother, my Native American grandmother, had passed away. Within a year and a half, my aunt, Gloria, had also passed away. These were the only two women in my life who ever knew how to nurture me. Not that my mom wasn't a good mom, but she was not a nurturer. And right around the same time, we had a fire, and we lost all of our material possessions. As I went through life, through divorce and some bad decisions and life choices, I lost pretty much everything. In 2009, I was living in my pickup truck in the middle of winter in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. So for me, the law of detachment became quite real, that there were no physical, material things in my life that I could hold on to. Only the relationships that I had, and they were few, very few. This ran into depression, it ran into attempted suicides, it ran into some really difficult shit. And when I say that I'm a master of shadows, if you look up the definition of it, depending on where you Google, you will find out that the master has made more mistakes than you have begun to even try. What that means is, basically, is that I've lived everything so that I can help awaken and enlighten you to the point in which you don't have to make the same mistakes. And I don't want everybody to make the same mistakes that I went through. I do want you to live your life experience, but I want you to be able to make the wisest choices, in which I can help you with. And in the middle of that was addiction as well. So, it's a give and take kind of thing. It's funny, something that came up earlier this evening in a talk with a friend of mine, and I had a sponsor in the AA, and his name was Mark. And it was so funny because I remember one time, I wrote this in my book, Learning to Fly in Higher Love, that I had started to talk to Mark, and I'm like, well, Mark, I think, and he goes, stop right there. You don't know what the hell you're talking about, because you have stinking thinking, dude. You're just constantly in the mode of what you were thinking as an addict, as an alcoholic, and a drug addict. And I'm like, wow, okay, I never thought of it like that, you know. He was one of the best sponsors, but probably the best mentor I ever had in the beginning, back in 2009, when I started to get my shit together. So anyway, in his own way, he was teaching me the law of detachment as well, in that you don't have to hold on to the past. You don't have to hold on to old belief systems, which are only thoughts that we keep thinking. You can change your thoughts, which change your beliefs. And so anyway, this is why I wanted to talk about the law of detachment. It's a spiritual law and a universal law that is not talked about. Now everybody, talks about The Secret, and they talk about Abraham Hicks and the power of positive thinking and all this other stuff. And that's fine. That's great. It really is. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just like AA. There's nothing wrong with the 12 steps to begin with. But until you begin to look within yourself, and you look for mentors, and you look for teachings that are going to help you expand and awaken and enlighten yourself on your own journey, you're just going to be stuck in the same old shit. So when I speak about enlightenment, okay, first of all, awakening is something that you realize that your old way of life is not cutting it for you. Sort of like Dr. Phil, how's that working for you? Well, it doesn't work. That's the problem, right? So whenever you go on to the whole enlightenment thing, I define enlightenment as this: knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Those three things are key to understanding where you're at in the moment, not beating yourself up, nurturing yourself to understand that you're on the right path, and to grow and evolve from that point forward. And that is every single day. Don't beat yourself up over the bullshit. Don't let that stinking thinking come back into your mind about what you were thinking yesterday, because you're not there anymore. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what's the most important thing. We beat ourselves up too much, but we're not taught how to not do that. And as a spiritual advisor, that's what John RedEagle is here to help you do. Not beat yourself up. Show you how to nurture yourself. Giving you options to live a fulfilling life in order to think, by giving you choices from a completely different perspective of what you're used to. And one of those is the law of detachment. It's a universal law. When you can detach yourself from anything in your life, but still have the ability to openly love unconditionally, that's when you know you made it. It doesn't mean you don't have tough days and, shit sucks. I mean, man, look, in all reality, that's the life we live, right? But it gets better. And trust me, from a guy who's attempted suicide 3 times, I never thought that I would be here. But that's what I want to help you with. And that's why I do these series. And that's why we've changed it from a Simple Man video series to RedEagle RAW. Because I'm going to tell you like it is. I will never tell you anything you want to hear. I'll always tell you what you have to hear. You might not like it, but the one thing you're going to walk away from it is that I always tell you the truth because I stand in my own truth. I'm not here to win a fucking popularity contest. I'm here to help people that want to help themselves. I'm not here to do that, like that A&E program intervention. Look, if somebody was going to come at me when I was an addict and lay all that heavy shit on me, the first thing I want to do is go out and get high. I guarantee you. And that's not the way you do it. I'll tell you what they do in Africa, which is really cool, is that when someone is in a bad place, they bring them all together. The entire tribe, that whole village and community, gather around this person, and they remember and tell them all the positive things about them in their life that they know and remember in their relationship with that person. And then they have a feast, and they celebrate this person's life. How awesome is that? And that's what I want to help you do. I want to help you celebrate each step of your own awakening, enlightenment, and evolution. I want to show you the way. I want to shine the light on each step of your path and help you there. I'm not going to do the work. That's your job, not mine. But that's what I do. And it all comes from a life experience. And that's why I'm here. I'm nobody special. I'm just an addict with a vision because I dare to dream. And I challenge you to do the exact same thing. I love you. Namaste. You can do this. I'm not going to force you to do it because we all have free will choice. So, like the old saying says, dream bigger, go home, bro. Well, I don't know if you know this, but I'm your cheerleading squad. You can do it. You got something unique and special in you. Let's bring it out. Let's rock this shit. Right? All right. Dare to dream. Dream big. Love you.